Hey, baby, welcome back to Unlicensed and Unbothered. I'm your host, Diva.
And I'm Nuha.
So, normally it's just us giving you our takes, right? And we try to keep it as gender neutral as possible. But sometimes I feel like you need to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we brought up a special guest today, Arnav. So he's relatable and he's got his own experiences. And he's here today to give us the male perspective that we can't exactly speak on.
And today we're going to be breaking down two topics that he's personally chosen. So, overthinking as a man and the societal pressure of being a man.
Exactly. So, Arnav, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Arnav. I'm from Cyprus. It's a small island in the Mediterranean Ocean, and it's a Greek-speaking island. Currently, I'm in the United States for university, and I'm studying computer science. I chose computer science because I love computers and making cool and interesting things. Some of my hobbies are football. My favorite football team is Barcelona. I also like rock climbing and coding, and also overthinking everything.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I feel like everyone overthinks, but I feel like men don't really admit it. Do you feel like guys overthink in silence more than girls do?
Yeah, I think men overthink a lot in silence, especially more than women. I think it's very hard for us to open up, because we see it as a weakness to open up to people.
Okay, because with us girls, we love to talk it out. I'm kind of giving us out, but we kind of send screenshots in group chats. We always analyze texts together. But do you guys just keep it to yourselves, or is there like some secret version of that for men?
I wouldn't say like there's a secret version. I think for us, opening up to someone is like a really big deal. So we don't really open up that much. It will either be like to only one person. It wouldn't be to like a group or something.
Okay. So do you think that men overthink different things than women do? Like, we'll stress over little things like what someone meant in the text, but do you guys overthink about things like money, work, or if they're like not doing well enough in life?
I think it's a bit of both, really. So we like to overthink about everything and anything. So like the biggest part would be money and um like how society perceives us. I think that's one of the biggest things that we overthink. But we also overthink the little things like, oh, if someone's texting us, what does that mean? Or how we perceive them, or how we are perceived to them.
Okay. So if you were honest with your friends and said like, hey, I've been overthinking this, do you think they'd take you seriously, or would they just brush it off and like laugh like it's a joke?
I think it depends on who you're talking to and who you're opening up to. So we don't, since like I said, we don't usually open up to that many people. So if we open up to the wrong person, then yeah, they'll just laugh at us and not really take us seriously. But if we like open up to someone that we know for a while or someone that we're very close to, yeah, they'll make jokes and try to like ease the pressure, but what they'll say is meaningful and actually helpful rather than just being a backhanded insult.
Okay. So it's essentially to what type of person you're speaking to. Like maybe what type of friend they are. Like if they're a friend that you just joke around with, or if it's a friend that you can properly like take seriously, right? So
Yeah.
what's one time you completely overthought something and it ended up being nothing at all? Like a situation where you made up that whole issue in your head, you know?
Yeah, actually, this is a funny story. So I was flying from the US to back to Cyprus, and my visa was about to expire, and I was terrified on the plane. The whole plane ride, I was just overthinking about what's gonna happen when I land there. Like, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna get sent back? Um, like, will they just detain me or something because my visa was about to expire? And then I got there, and like the whole walking up to the desk, I was so terrified and so nervous. And then the whole ordeal was 2 minutes. He just said, your visa's about to expire. You can extend it for like another 30 days, and then you should be good. And so that entire like trip was basically worth nothing. Like I was overthinking everything for no reason.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
and that's honestly the thing. Sometimes the story, it kind of feels bigger in your head than what's actually happening. And it kind of sucks, but we all deal with it. But
Mhm.
yeah, okay. Let's get into the big one. The whole man up thing. So, Arnav, what's the first pressure that comes to mind when you hear that? Like, where do you feel it the most?
So the first thing that comes to mind when you say man up, it's more like shut off your emotions. You've got to be the perfect being, basically, in a way. Like you have to do many things right, and you can't really make that many mistakes. So it and like where do I feel it the most? I would say like it's in my head mostly. Like I have to keep focus on what I'm doing and try to execute it perfectly, and I can't just like make mistakes or make excuses, and I kind of just have to deal with the problems that come, and I can't just basically be sitting on my ass doing nothing.
Okay. So it's productivity over laziness. Like you've constantly have to be able. How do I phrase this? Like you constantly have to prove your worth.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay. So do you ever think it starts at home? Like maybe your family telling you that you've got to be the provider, you need to be the strong person, or like do you think it's bigger in terms of like friends and like society influencing you?
I think that depends on your upbringing as well. Like, let's say you're from like a very comfortable family. The family pressure isn't really there. You don't really have to go out and make money and support them and things like that. But whereas somewhere with society, they do expect you, since you're from like a well brought up family, to
Mm-hmm.
do something good in life and to make something of your life. But the opposite also is also true if you're from, let's say, like a lower class family, where now you have the family pressure because they put all their eggs in one basket basically to you. So you have to provide for them. You have to be the person that supports them because your parents can't be working forever. Um, Another thing is like, let's say you're an only child. I think that's when you have kind of both pressures because you have society being, oh, you have to do this. You have to
Take
become a
care of.
doctor, let's say, or
Yeah.
become an engineer.
Mm.
But and it's the same thing with your parents. They'll be like, oh, we can't keep working forever. You have to provide for us. You have to support us in the future.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic way to put it. Like maybe your experiences, I mean everyone has a similar experience, but your experience can vary based on, your surroundings,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like kind of already explained it, but obviously there's this unspoken rule that men always have to be the provider in a relationship or the family, right? Do you feel like that? Like, do you feel like it affects how you see yourself, especially with money and your career?
Yeah. Like the pressure of being the sole provider or being like the main provider, like mentally messes you up a lot because your chance of making errors is a lot less and you can't be as free as you want to be, let's say, because let's say you want to become an artist or something, and so it's very hard to make money if you're an artist. You have to either be really really talented or really lucky. But um so you since you have to be the provider, you choose a career that's more like less free, if you understand what I mean, like
Yeah.
something like a doctor or an engineer. So you kind of have to keep regulating yourself in a way. So
Like it needs to be lucrative.
exactly, you kind of need to do what's best for your family or for your parents rather than for
But
yourself.
not
You're
for
not,
yourself, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You're kind of
Okay.
giving up your dreams
Yeah, in a
just to
way.
provide for your family. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And what about emotions, right? So if a guy cries or opens up, do you think people actually respect it? Or deep down, is there still a certain amount of judgment that they might not verbalize, but they feel?
Yeah, I think if, like, for society, I think men don't usually cry, and they don't usually cry a lot, even if they do. We kind of like to bundle our emotions in a big bowl and then kind of just throw it out. So we don't really like to
Mm-hmm.
keep negative emotions, I would say,
Mhm.
and we don't really like to express ourselves when we do have negative emotions.
Mm.
So yes, I think when we do cry, society does judge us, but like that's if you that's if it's like in the open. But if you have someone that you can trust and you have someone that respects you and respects your decisions in life, I don't think they're judging you. They do respect you for opening up to them.
Yeah, I think especially throughout the years, as society progresses, to a certain extent, I'd say in certain, environments, people, rather than judging it, they actually encourage it. Because I know some women, like that's something they look for in a man if they're very like in with their emotions and if they
Yeah.
are able to, actually showcase their emotions rather than keeping it inside, because that kind of shows them that, they're emotionally and mentally mature. But it varies. Yeah.
But okay, do you think women sometimes adds to the pressure of you not being able to cry? Like expecting men to just always pay on dates, hold their emotions, or like assuming they'll have it together all the time.
I wouldn't say so necessarily. I think it depends on like your partner as well. It's like the person that you're with should be someone that you respect and someone that you can open up to. So in the general sense, yeah, I would say some women do like add more pressure because, like I said in the beginning, showing your emotions as a man is generally seen as a weakness rather than like it being respected and like a strength. So, and yeah, that's changing nowadays. But women sometimes do add a bit of pressure because some women think that like a man that cries isn't very emotionally stable or strong, rather than just kind of supporting him and dealing with it for a little bit,
Mm.
if you get what
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Yeah, I get
No,
what you mean.
I get it. I get it. Okay. What is one stereotype about being a man that you wish you could get rid of completely?
One stereotype that I think I would get rid of would be that we're more capable than women. I think that's just a stupid statement, really.
Mm.
Mainly because I think everyone's capable of doing anything, and it just depends on the resources and the access that we have to it.
I think that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was such a general statement that everyone could relate to. Very, very, I don't know how to put it, but I was
It
a
was a
very,
good
very
statement.
big fan of that answer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of the thing, right? It's because half of these pressures or these norms are so normalized that people don't even question them.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
it's really annoying.
yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with that statement. But okay, that's all for us today. I love this because it's one thing for us to really guess the male perspective, but it's really different hearing it directly from a man, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And it shows that overthinking and pressure don't just belong to one gender. Like we all deal with it, just in different ways.
I would like to add one more thing, and that's that I think like overthinking is not a bad thing, and it's not a good thing either. I think it's a neutral thing. It's sometimes good to overthink, but sometimes it's also not good to overthink. Um, And I think as men, should open up more to more people so that it does get normalized and that we're not ridiculed for it.
Fantastic. And you know what? For everyone listening, we want to hear it from you too, right? So for the guys, what's something you've overthought but you've never admitted out loud? And if you could get rid of one expectation society puts on you, on men, what would it be?
Yeah, and don't be afraid to send us your answers on either TikTok, Instagram, or even email it to us. Because, we'll read them on here if you want, if you're comfortable with it. And don't forget, Arnav's back with us on Wednesday for another chat.
All right, so that's Monday done. See you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah, and before you guys leave, before you hop off, do you have any drama, any decisions that you might regret? Situationships or relationships that make 0 sense? Please, tap the link in our bio and submit to. You asked for this. We'll roast you, give you advice, tell you if you're right or wrong with so much love. And I know you want more, don't you?
Relax, we've got you. Join us next time on Unlicensed and Unbothered. Consider this your new addiction. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.